new background. I hope everyone likes. So yes, welcome. Tonight what we're going to do is we are going to try and fix my Circle CI sort of tests. So, oops, I've got that on the wrong screen. So Circle CI, if I jump in here, just do a quick login. Alright, I just got a secrets, because this has bitten me on the ass before. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Sorry about this, just verifying stuff. Alright, fulfill. Alright, cool. Let's jump back into it. Cool. So as you see, every single commit I've been getting a failure and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty simple. None of the unit tests are working because none of the fixtures now work. So if we jump into this failed sort of thing, we can say, oh, it fails pretty much straight away. As you see, bang, go. Just straight away. Just errors across the board and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be fixing this up. So we're going to recreate the fixtures. We're going to recreate all the users and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully we won't need to change the database any further. If we do, what we do is we go back to the commit before the fixture change. We load in the fixture into a database. We apply, we go through the next commit. We apply the new migrations and then we save. So going forward, hopefully we could fix this issue up and have it do this quickly. We'll fix this up quickly. So first things first, I'm just gonna turn down my music a little bit. I'm hoping the fan isn't making too much noise, but do tell me if it is. So let's go in here. We are actually running a session at the moment, so I'm just gonna stop that. What we want to do is remove the database. It's a testing database, we don't have anything on it. Alright, so our next thing to do is essentially, I'm typing in Python 3 manage migrate. So that will build the database as we have currently got how the models are set up. Great news. We just need to create a super user. So Python 3 manage create super user. And we are going to call it admin. We're just going to fill out the rest of these details. Alright, just our usual sort of password, nothing fancy. And we've done that. So what we need to do now is we need to save that data. So we need to do dump data. So we've got a dump data command. And I do believe it's pretty simple. It's we run the command, here we go, dump data, and we say where to dump it. In this sort of case, we're going to dump it as JSON. We might as well author indent and all that kind of stuff too. So Python 3, I'm terribly sorry this is actually small. I'll tell you what, I'll actually do this data. Don't know why I did that. I don't know why I resized it first. Alright, just... Whoa, what's happening there? Alright, so CD, sites, NearBeach. Alright, cool. Python 3, manage, dump data, and then indent. I think let's go to, let's dump it in the NearBeach migration, NearBeach fixtures. And this isn't basic setup, this is no setup. So we haven't set up we've only got the admin user in this sort of case. So what we want to do is override everything there. Okay, cool. And then let's actually have a look at what that looks like. So if we jump into here, we've got NearBeach, we've got fixtures, we've got the node setup. So this is what it'll look like. So it's going to be very basic sort of setup. This is literally, unless you've got the admin user assigned to it and stuff like that. So it's designed to actually test one particular thing. And that's to make sure that when the admin user logs in for the very first time, it creates the permission sets and it creates the fields required. So yeah. So due to limitations and so forth like that, I can't assign a admin user to a group because straight away they don't exist. When you first create and set up everything, they're not associated to a group or anything like that. And NearBeach will have rules set into place being like, if a user is in that sort of state, not to let them log in because they've got no permissions whatsoever. So the workaround for the admin is it does a super user check. If they are a super user, then, it does a check to make sure that there are no object assignments, if memory serves me correctly, and if there are none, then it will create that object assignment. And this gives users the ability to create whatever user they want, and have the system automatically assign that user. And then moving forward, they're going to have to assign groups and so forth like that for every single user. Yeah. So that's what it'll look like. Let's hit play. We can use this one database and actually create everything we need. So let's set up everything. Admin. So when the admin actually runs, it actually does something in the back end and it's very, very quick. So let's key in our basic sort of details. So we're not going to add in any pictures or anything like that because this is a fixtures database. I don't want to actually have to deal with setting up the images and so forth like that. At a later date, I might do that, but at the moment, I'm just not. I'm keeping this as simple as possible. So now that I've done that, what I want to do is I want to create groups. So I then want to go QA team. And I want to create an empty group. And I want to create a no group. That will make sense. So pretty much everyone will go into the QA team. So we'll have the team leader, team member, team intern, and read-only. We'll go into the QA team. Apart from one person who will go into, we'll call them no groups. So the idea is that no group user won't have access to anything because we won't assign those permissions and so forth like that. So yeah. So what we're doing here is we're mostly testing the permissions and making sure that users only have access to certain things. So we've done the groups, permission sets. So we've got team leader. It's kind of just having a very quick think. Just because I'll have a user called team leader and I don't want to confuse it up being like, oh, they have to be the same name. No, they don't. So. Alright, let's see how I did it beforehand. So we're just going to GitHub. Alright. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure I had team leader. They didn't have any admin permissions, but they had full permissions for bugs, full permissions. So they had the ability to delete stuff. Like so, and we don't need the extra permissions. Alright, go back to the permission list. And then what we had, so we had team leader, we got team member, and they had the add and edit. Might actually change these names to be very reflective of what they are. So add and edit. So instead of team leader, we have full permission. And then going forward, people will be like, oh, okay, cool, that's full permission, that's where everything is at, and so forth like that. When we do more complicated sort of permissions and stuff like that, being like, hey, this is a read-only user, but they have access to upload documents and stuff like that, we'll go in and make specific sort of permission sets and specific users just to test that against. Alright, I'm just going to name it like that for the moment. So, we've done the add and edit. We've got edit only. So, edit only, edit only. Oh, I need to stretch more. Oh, we don't need to do that. All right. And then once we've edited only, we just need the read only. And I should zoom in for you guys. There you go. So it has no permissions whatsoever. And we're going to have no permissions for this particular read-only. But actually, I will create another read-only with extras. Read-only plus extra. So the thing is, you can create as many permission groups and so forth like that. The idea being is that it's additive. So if you've got a couple of permission sets that overlap, it takes the highest permission. And this one allows certain things like able to upload comments on Kanban board, projects, and tasks. Right, now we won't need to do anything with tags at the moment, but we do want to test that functionality in the future. Now we've just got the users. So we've got the admin user. We're gonna admin user. Okay, so they're admin against the oh no, wait, they're already in that group, so we want them also in the QA team. And we don't care if they're in any of those. We want that to be a full permission set. Select that. Go back to user list. And now a particular user can be in multiple groups. What will also happen is if they're in 2 groups or more, and there's a project that they have access to due to that particular group, it will actually look for that particular group's permission set specifically. If that particular, let's say a project is in 2 of the users groups, it will take the highest number. So this is going to be team leader. Okay, that's a bug. We'll need to actually throw in some validation before the user actually submits. Okay. Submitting bad username when creating new user throws up strange undefined error. Method 1, log in as admin. 2, navigate to menu. Admin. I keep forgetting how I've named all my freaking menus. It's administration users. Users. 3, create new user. When creating a new user, use a user name that should not work. I.E. Team leader. Notice the space. Submit user. Alright. Expected results. User told that the username is not valid. Does not send response to backend. Actual results get a 400 error where the user where it does not tell the user of the error, but that there is an error. Alright, cool. Alright, this is not. Yeah, this is normal. Bug. State submitted, assigned. I can easily do that. Subsystem admin. Alright, cool. Correct. Well, that's the good thing about doing this is that I will be able to test this all out and stuff like that. So I just need to add a new user. I'm not going to save the thing. Down here with the group list, all I need to do is I need to add in QA team with the full permission. And they'll be able to add. Sweet. Cool. Go back to the user list. Let's create the team member. QA team. Yep. And that is add and edit. And then what we've got is team intern. Bang that in. And then we've got that as edit only. So the intern won't be able to add stuff, which we will have to test for. So the team member can, team leader will be able to. So yeah. Let's do our read only. Just key in everything like so. This is pretty simple. We need the QA team. We need the read only, and it's only going to be a read only. All right. And then I'm going to put in no group. All right. Don't save. All right. Okay. And then we'll have no groups assigned to this for the moment because we're not going to use that. So we've got a couple of members in here and all that kind of stuff. All is looking good. So now we've just got to start creating stuff. So we'll start from the top, work our way down. So we're going to create two of every item. The first item will be assigned to admin. The second item will be assigned to to the QA team without the admin there. And then, yeah, the idea is that the admin should be able to access the other stuff. We could potentially also put empty group in and all that. Yeah, but no, I don't. Start with the Kanban board. Kanban admin only. We're going to keep everything pretty much stock standard here. We're going to remove the QA team. We're going to add the Kanban. We're going to add in a card or two. So administration card. That's just going to be in there. We'll essentially fluff out all the items on this later down the track when we're doing end-to-end testing. At the moment, we're just doing sort of that unit and the other test, which I've completely forgot what it's called. So we're going to do another one, new Kanban board. So this one will be accessed by, this is going to be QA team, then QA team. Get rid of the admin, just add the QA team. Cool. QA team card, nothing fancy at all. The next thing we want to do is new project. So admin only administration. We are just going to copy this. We don't need more details than this. Later on, what we'll do is we'll key in here some information and so forth like that, making sure that it stays relevant and so forth. But that's end-to-end testing. So we'll just do all that. Bang, that's all done. Cool. So new project, and this will be project QA team, project QA team. Easy, done. What we're doing, request for change. So RFC bin RFC. I'll just do it for request for change bin medium 0.30. Right, all that's fine. The lead will be the admin. Change medium, risk of change moderate, impact of change medium, risk association, implementation plan, blackout plan, test plan. Oh, and I should do a couple of run items in here. Administration, backup, change task. Description is optional. Alright, so RFC change task. So this will be RFC, this will be QA team. Request for change QA team. This is a medium 30.0. Risk association, implementation plan, backup plan, test plan. Cool. Then we just do a simple QA with backup database. We're just adding in a random thing in here, so that will be team leader. QA would be to team member, and then we just add that in. Cool, no problem. Okay, so new requirement. This will be client. Requirement, administration. All right, cool. Stakeholders, that will be NearBeach. Requirement status, this is say in progress. We're going to add in the requirement item. Requirement item, administration only. I'm just going to do that. We're not going to worry about the links or anything like that. That will actually happen later down the track. We're just using these particular ones to test the permissions. So this will be in here, requirement, and this will be QA team. Oh, it's missing this. All right. And then we just put in the requirement item in here. Requirement item, QA team. We're going to cut that. We're going to paste that in. We're going to make sure that this is done. Oh, we don't have that down here, but that's fine. So this should be all done. So we got this. So the idea is only, apart from the admin, QA team should reach this, but they shouldn't be able to reach number 1. Because that's assigned to something else. And then the last thing we've got to do is just a task. So this is task administration. And then task QA team. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to save this. We're going to do the same sort of dump, but instead of no setup, what it's going to be is basic setup. So that should be everything we need to actually set up for these basic sort of unit tests. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? Yes, this is the new place. I finally got my bookshelf all sorted. I realized I've got a lot of stuff. So the books on there are, at the top, it's too deep. The next one's still a little bit too deep. And then I've got the really big books at the bottom. And some board games too. But then I realized that there were some board games packed in a different box, so I've got all my Arkham Horror over there on the floor. I just don't have room in the bookshelf, so I've got to make more room. I got my whiteboards, my good old trusty whiteboards. So yeah, haven't set up the green screen, so the idea is the green screen will just go there, but I didn't like today because I thought I might use the standing desk later. So yeah. How have you been, by the way, Nocturnal? I hope you've been good. Alright. Now, what we need to do is let's run a quick test by running just the tests. It looks like a couple have failed, but that's fine. What we can do is we can go through and find out what failed, why they failed, and if we need to modify those tests. We had the simple problems. Yeah, I will be getting another bookshelf. So yeah, you're doing good. Just having my morning coffee. Oh, nice. I forgot I bought kombucha, which the one I bought is caffeinated. I completely and utterly forgot that I had it, and it's in the fridge still. So hopefully tomorrow morning I'll remember and I'll have some kombucha. Yeah. All right, scrolling up, failed. 403 does not equal 200. Alright, test user permissions. Yeah, this might be just something where I've set it up where at the time a location ID of 1 might be for the QA team and so forth like that. We'll go through and we'll fix this all up. So, test project permission TI. So let's grab that. And I should be getting socks back next week, which is exciting news for me. I'm still looking after my father's cat, which is not here at the moment. Can't give her treats because she doesn't even eat treats. And yeah, she's actually not so crazy at the moment, which is good. Because yeah, she was a bit mean at one point. So, this is team intern permission test. So test project permission, team intern. Okay, so this is team intern. They shouldn't be able to access number ones. Straight out the bat, no. That should all be failed. So they log in, response, reverse information to make sure the admin user can open up the project. Alright. Bit weird. Alright. I've got a what testing framework are you using? The one built into Django. I'm not the best at it yet. I've been meaning to sit down and watch a couple of videos and actually really learn how to properly write unit and all those other tests properly. So Django has it. I think it's built off PyTest. if memory serves me correctly. So yeah. So the idea is, I'm using fixtures for the data, and it says unit tests. Oh yes. Okay, it's using unit tests, not PyTest. Okay, cool. I memorized that wrong. So what I want to do, actually I might keep that open because this might actually have a couple of really good examples and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do was use fixtures instead of actually sending out the data every single time, so forth like that. If it gets to the point where the fixtures are being more of a pain, then sure, I will set it up. But the problem is, the reason why I'm using fixtures is it's not just one thing I've got to set up. I've also got to set up the groups, the permission sets, this and that. So hence fixtures work, because I can set that all up, have control over that, and be like, all right, this is what the fixture is going to be like. And then when it's run, I know what it's going to be like. So I know all the times where it's meant to fail and when it's meant to pass. So the problem is I have not touched this in a while. So task information, who's logging in? Login C self. So this is team member. So that should be 2. And then that should be 2 also. We've got to put in the fail cases. Right. Team intern permission. Test project. This is team member. Team member permission. So I'm just not reading the screen correctly at the moment. And the idea is we'll expand upon these more and more and more. So it's been a long time since I've actually written any of these tests. Yeah, first is just the dependency injection where everywhere, which is powerful but also a massive pain in the ass. Yeah. PyTest, yeah. Alright, cool. Cool, yeah. Alright. So yeah, a lot of this I've actually got to probably rewrite and structure in a sort of cohesive format. So if you got any sort of ways how I can actually improve that, by all means, tell me. Alright, cool. So let's go over here. Let's see what I've done has made any difference. Alright, we're down to 3 Fs. 5 Fs. It's okay. Test project permissions. 403 does not equal 200. Yep, alright, cool. 403 is a permission. Forbidden, yeah, great. Oh. Project permission test. This one on 102. Oh, test read only. Alright, test. Let's just minimize everything. Tests. Test read only. Alright, cool. I'll take a look later. Don't be scared to make custom-based classes. The device I'll give you unit tests. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got a function out here. I don't know why. this is just the login. I should use something more global because I think this is used in multiple places. Hey Stash, how are you? And the idea is you pass through the credentials, it logs in, so client, login user, and presto. Anyway, we need to go to 102. So yep, this won't work because only admins have access to that. So project permission test, basic setup. I think that one's at 2, but yeah, I've got to sit here and figure out how I want to actually have all this. Test custom user permissions and how to name it and all that kind of stuff. Send a post request to new customer. Users should not be able to save. Customer information save. All right, no, that's fine. That's cool. That's just testing that kind of stuff. Let's go back to this. Line 75. I think we're fixed 75. Yep. Team leader permission test. 127. Team leader. Am I reading that? Test user permissions. I am reading that wrong. Test user permissions. I didn't actually recatch the line 127. 127. Alright, so we want this as a 2 because it's task information. Alright. And then we've got test user permissions 113. Once again, yeah, it's project information. These guys don't have access. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to scratch my eye. Or failed. Test user permissions 141. All right, let's run it again. Okay, test user permissions. I might be ready. Test user permissions. All right. Kanban information. Oh. All right. 165 now. That's meant to be a 1. Yeah, I know. In this sort of case, yeah, if I have the naming convention down right, layout, if it's all structured logically, it should be easy to replicate and extend upon. However, it's just because I haven't done something this big yet, it's kind of hard. So yeah, so for example, let's say project. Let's just keep it simple. Let's just talk about a single project. A single project could be connected to multiple groups. A user can be also connected to multiple groups, but also have multiple different permission sets dependent on the group itself. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so the idea is, at the moment, I just want to test the permissions. So I just got to get the permissions right. Then I've got to test other functionality in NearBeach. So, for example, Kanban boards. So if we open up as a read-only user, so read-only, a lot of this stuff should be going to the read-only sort of state. So projects would go into a read-only state. If I open up a Kanban board, it'll go into a read-only state. A lot of that won't be noticeable in the URL, except when there is a RFC. So the RFC is the only one where it changes to a read-only. So yeah. So yeah, I've got to also make sure that a read-only user, the levels are correct too coming through. Actually, I've got to do that with every single one. I've got to make sure that the user level is coming out correct for every single object. So, where can I explain that with code? Sorry. Decorators, check user permissions. I've got to clean up a lot of this. So, a lot of the times, it will come through. An admin will always have level 4 come through. If it picks the max level for that particular user, for that particular object, for the groups the user is assigned to in that object. This is all I got to test for at the moment. And then I got to test making sure that the save functionality works, this works, that works, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Alright. Sorry, I think I've just lost my plot. I'm terribly sorry. So, yeah. The idea is I want to make this all structured nicely. I've got to figure out how I can make it structured nicely and what I'm going to have to do later. So I'm just turning on that light so I'm not so dark. There we go. Okay. So, I feel like I should bring over the whiteboard because I feel like some of these should be moved around. So, testing search. Okay. Testing for specific bugs. Okay, cool. No group user. Oh, that's not logging in. It says, would it be worth having some tests just to grab that functionality directly, then have less tests to exercise it via the API? Possibly. I don't know. Because I'm not the best at testing. I'm literally learning here and playing around. So yeah, that might be a good idea. Or do a lot of things have to inject via interaction via the there is a lot of interaction, especially when it comes to the permissions, because the permissions are decorators around each function. I guess I don't need to constantly keep writing them. So for example, if I test project information, it will also pull out whether or not the new project information saved. Because they use the same decorator, it should point out whether or not that other decorator will work. The same decorator will work on the other functionality, which is the new project information, new project. So, yeah. As you can tell, I'm just like all this right over my head at the moment. Yeah. This is why I put off testing for so long. it's my weakest thing. Let's use permissions. Keep doing it as you am at the moment. Then we can take a look. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Testing is a dark art. It is a very dark art. It's pretty much cursed. Yeah, just okay. So I might as well read what I've got here because we've fixed up all the tests and they're doing what we kind of want them to do. And I've just suddenly lost where my tests are. So NearBeach tests. Got test functionality. We'll go with functionality tests first and assert equal in response rate. Look at the array to see if the response should be 200. Loop through the array to see if it redirects to login. I don't know what these do. I think I put them in here. Oh, okay, so it does a bunch of them at once. To make sure that they're all... Alright, cool. Let's go back to here. Those are self-explanatory. Test internal functions, just testing internal functions. So it sets up the basic setup. Test Kanban board. Object assignment, check filters, deletes, false. I think I don't need that. Early in my career, I was mostly test monkey for a while. Did you use, out of curiosity, HP Quality Center with Internet Explorer? Because it was the only place where it would run. Because yeah, for one of my jobs, I was having to test quite a bit. But we didn't automate any of the tests because, yeah. We were testing the program to make sure that when we deployed it at the university, it won't break stuff. It was writing just unit test, Pi test, and Selenium. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I had to use HP Quality Center. That was, let's just say, it wasn't nice using IE, and it was slow. However, the software itself was actually pretty feature-rich. Get object from destination. I don't know what any of this does. I don't know what any of this does. Essentially, it isn't being asserted or anything like that. So my guess is at one point in time I was trying to do something smart and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to delete that. Yeah, just move that to trash. That's fine. We can find better tests. Alright, going in here, declare username and password. Username, password, long stream. Oh, I like that. I forgot to write this. Alright, cool. So this login, I really should make this a sort of a thing I just import so I don't have to use it, declare it every single time. All right, test object data. So test case. This is using the basic setup, so it's using all the data, credentials, username, and password, which is grabbed up from up here. And then test incorrect location data. So associated objects with tax. This is reversing associated objects. And it's got a wrong URL in here. So what that should be doing is that should be going up here, going associated objects, tasks. And we should be getting a 404. Instead of a 403. Oh, it's in post too. Basically, there were no tests for a part of the code for the team I was doing. So my first few months was just writing unit tests and then UI tests. Oh, fair enough. Forced me to learn low-level code of a project, though, which was useful. Ah, neat. Yeah, that would have been a bit of fun. I know people who enjoy writing tests. I can't wrap my head around it sometimes. Alright, so this is testing object data. What this is doing is it's trying to find tasks, but that doesn't exist, so it's a 403 because this in here is actually part of something in here. Yeah, just wait. So it is actually going to associated objects, which is this. Oops, sorry, wrong one. There's the destination and there's the location ID. So the destination will be task, but because we spelt it wrong, okay, that doesn't exist. And the location ID, it will be correct. It then throws up a 403 anyway. It made me very opinionated about how things should be done because of code that people wrote that was a pain to test. So fair enough. Fair enough. I prefer readable code over ultra fast code. However, I do understand that in certain cases you do need that really ultra fast code. That is very hard to read and who knows what's going on. In the case of NearBeach, I don't need to be that ultra fast. I am happy with readable code because the difference of a few milliseconds from NearBeach's backend will not be noticeable by the user. It's not like it's slow anyway, it's quite fast. So yeah, it should have a big block of text around it. Yeah. I have actually once had to write some JavaScript maths. So to put it simply, what I needed to do was find the closest point at a given point. So essentially there was a map. You key in your suburb, it will go to that suburb, you got a lat long. I needed to find the closest weather station to that lat long, and I did have the weather station data along with their lat long and so forth like that. So I had to find a quick way to actually sort of get that data. So what I did was I truncated the data down to a very small amount because it's very quick just to do that, and then essentially just calculated the distance for those particular units. For those particular each weather station. And then from there, just grab the how far they were and just grab the smallest distance and stuff like that. But yeah, I had to write massive amounts of text about that, being like, oh yeah, this is using this, and this is going to use this, it's Pythag here, and this and that, and so forth like that. So that way the next person who edits it is like, alright, cool, there's some maths. I'm not scared. Alright, so this functionality we still want in. So test incorrect location data. So that would be That's actually not location data, that's destination data. Alright. I've hit the wrong save button. So I actually just want to see one other thing. If we've got a location data that isn't an integer, it should fail anyway. Yeah, that test should be done on in Django's code itself, so I'm not going to test it here. I just wanted to test because this destination is a string. It will accept anything whatsoever, whereas this will accept an ID. If an integer, if the integer is wrong, it will just send back no data, which is fine. That's what we want. Whereas the destination, if it's wrong, we want it to send back a 403 instead of any data at all, to be like, hey, this doesn't exist. So that is correct. I'm happy with that. Test object data. So this will actually be essentially all of this. And I want to break this down because there'll be some similar sort of tests for all of the object data. Alright, just give me 1 second. I feel like this function actually hits all of them. And it doesn't matter what this is. Okay. And then I'm going to start writing stuff up because I need to start writing things to be like, all right, this is what this does and so forth like that. This is why we're testing. So object data, we want the assigned objects. Associated objects and so forth like that. So this is wrapped around a check destination. And this is what I think. So it checks these. What it does is it wraps around that def inner. If destination is not in object, it sends back a permission denied, which is what we want. All right, cool. So what we want to do, bang this into a new line, bang, bang, bang. All right. The following function will test to see if we don't use the defined destinations any task project, it will throw back a 403 403, I keep forgetting it's forbidden error. This will test the check destination declarator for all objects object data functionalities. All right, cool. So yeah, the idea is this will actually test for all of them. I'm just wondering if I should do it on every single one, just in case someone accidentally deletes something later on. Yeah, that's a question. That's a question. Do we need to do this for all object data so that if this declarator gets deleted in the future, we turn it up to stop any errors? most likely yes. And essentially it's just this over and over and over again. But for every single thing. Oh, I can do that as a loop. Screw it, let's do it as a loop. So all object data should have that coming through apart from the top one. Yeah, import the list and loop over it. Yep. Not all of these will have a destination though. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to Excel at what I'm doing. Bring this over here. I'll just zoom into bang. Oh, well, oh. All right. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Okay, I'm just gonna paste. All right. Insert URL. Alright, let's go filter. We want to filter destination because only the ones with these. Alright, cool. And then what we want to do is we want to text the columns. Delimited. Get rid of that other. It's going to be that. Finish. And over here, what we want to do is find and replace. A lot of the shortcuts I know from Windows don't work on Mac. So excuse me. Doing it that way. Place all. Place all. And then equals concatenate. And that's how I do it. All right, so we'll update this in a second. All right, list of URLs. Boom, like so. Everyone's happy. Oops. And then essentially loop through each URL to test to make sure the declaration is applied. Alright. For single URL, we'll just go to URL in URL list. And then we'll just bring this up. Oh, got brackets, that's why. Sorry. Yes, thank you, Nocturnal. I've been doing a lot of JavaScript. A lot of other languages too. Alright, that should be that. And that should just work. Alright. Following function will test to see if we didn't use the defined destinations. I tasked it. Alright, let's rewrite this. The following test will make sure 1 each of the object data functions that has destinations has the decorator check. I'm going to put at check destination. And 2, make sure the at check destination works. Too much C-style loops, yeah. Right as a doc string for the function, and then test reports should pull it through. Sorry, just because doc strings A. Am I doing that correctly, or am I misinterpreting that? Okay. All right. Bang that in like that. Is it fine over multiple lines? Okay. So text into dirt. All right, cool. The following test will make sure each of the objects is dirt. Okay, cool, sweet. The following test will make sure each of the object data function has the destinations, has the decorator check destination. Make sure that the check destination works. All right, sweet. Now that in theory should work. Let's test it out. We got an E. I got to get rid of that group length result and all that kind of stuff. Okay, test object data 69. I feel like that's something, yeah. All right. Linked lists. All right, linked list might be, let's have a look in here. Object data, query, where's linked list? We'll just find it. You might not have, so object linked list or linked lists. Destination, did it, oh, it has 3. All right, cool. Times like this. Oh, all right. Okay, cool. Creating a new module called pricing.py to find and calculate a function. All right, calculate price, tax area, return. Yep. All right, cool. Calculate the net price from the price, tax, and discount. Okay, second, create the calculate function. You need to come up with multiple test cases. For example, has a price, no tax, and no discount. Has a price, has price with no tax and discount. Has price with tax and discount. Cover these, you need various test methods. You can define a single test method and supply, for example. Okay, run the test. Assertion error. Yeah, alright, cool. Approach is that the test stops after the first fail. To resolve this, the unit test provides you with subtests. Contact manager. For example, okay. Yes, let's actually play with that right now. Thank you very much. This is kind of a bad example, but the code is good. It's an example where I can get things done quickly though. So let's just bang that out. It's not going to be this, it's just going to be a URL. Alright, no one's going to fail. We know why it's failing. So I'm going to bang that in there. Let's just bang this up. Okay. Cool. And it just keeps going. And then it tells you it failed at the end. Sweet. All right. Okay, cool. So, the reason why this is failing just wait, sorry, I lost my track. Sorry, I looked at the little frog dude. I was like, oh yeah. I'm getting distracted like this tomorrow tonight. I do apologize. The reason why this is failing is that there's 3 variables going into this, and this is a specific case for this one. So the object lookup will be an extra variable. What we want to do is we actually want to remove linked list from here. I'm doing too much C in JavaScript. And we'll actually do a specific case down further. So, we've got this. What we'll do is, I'm just wondering if it'll need another function, or if we could potentially do it in here. I'm going to do another function. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy this function's name. Alright. Actually, we need 2 spaces. Link list. So, yep, link list, this one up here. And then we got it. Oh, I wanted more lines than that. 1, 2, 3. I did 4. Whoops. It's fine. So I'm just pasting and copying, copying and pasting. Not pasting and copying. Jesus. Whoops. The following test will make sure, so we've got double underscore linked list at the end of that. The following is to make sure that let me mucking up my keys. Linked list functions has correct destinations, and I'm just gonna put linked list function has the decorator check destinations and make sure that that works. Alright, keeping that as simple as hell, done like that. Instead of URL, we'll have linked list in here. So this one will be kept separate just because it is an outlier to this one up here. Where all of them will just work perfectly fine. And we have an error. And that error is because I still haven't put in the object data. So the object lookup. Which we're going to put as a 1. In this sort of case, if it returns an empty list, that's fine. That's what we want. Oh, alright. Let's actually look up what that is in the URL sense of things. Alright, so where's our URLs? That's views. We want URLs. So we've got object data, linked list, note list, linked list, object lookup. Doesn't say what it is. Oh, usually I have like an int or something in here. Like int. Oh, int. Okay. That's bad of me. I should actually be fixing those URLs up and be very explicit, being like, this is meant to be this. Alright, not a problem. Let's actually go to the object data. Let's go link list. So we've got request and object lookup. So object, if object lookup equals project, so it's a string. And I could totally fix that up better now. Could I? Alright. Test object, so. Oh, I put the one in the wrong spot. That Ash. Alright, everything ran well. I'm gonna get rid of this group results. Because it's not needed. Now, we should do a positive one of this. So test correct destination data. We should also do a negative one of this where this is correct and this is wrong. Because what we want to do is, in that sort of specific case, what will actually happen is in here, if object lookup, we need to make sure that we hit a bad response, which we do. We've got that programmed in. I'm not the biggest fan of using else if in this sort of case, but because each of these interact with the object differently, there isn't an easy way to do this. Maybe if I could cheat, but that's fine. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually just going to copy this. Let's actually put that in right now. Test correct. Destination data, linked list. So this will be task, and then project will work. And then I'll have one where it doesn't work. So test the same URL, however, make sure the object data. Can you send me the if else stuff on the Discord in a minute? Yeah, sure. Just the same URL, however, make sure the object data is incorrect. I have a way of refactoring, but it's hard to explain via text. Yes. No, I fully understand. So if I just do this, I forgot the N spelled correctly. So we want this to fail. This will give a 403. This will actually give a 200. This should work. Alright. Actually, there will be a quick way to do this. GitHub. Because I don't think I've touched this code in a while. This is part of the object data. 800 and something. Link list. Copy family. Alright. Just give it 2 seconds. No. It's updating. Ha! Trust it to update. Okay. Getting back to this. So we should be able to utilize this one. And modify it. Yeah, make sure that each of the object data functions that has a destination has a decorated check destination. Make sure the check destination works. All right, cool. Yep, it's all good. This is a positive test we're trying to do. And this will be task. And it should be 200. No. Of correct location gets yep. That's the problem with copying and pasting. Sometimes you just lose stuff. Anyway, give me 2 seconds. Bang, bang, bang. Let's copy this. Copy this. Permalink. Click on the wrong button and paste. Anyway, just sent it. All right. I love that HTTP cat. Thank you for helping. This is greatly appreciated. Okay, cool. So let's just test this out. Make sure everything's running as expected. Well, we've got an F, but that's fine. Voucher's 11. You okay, sweetie? All right, she's letting me pick her up. All right, this is Ash. Let me just go to full screen. All right, she's not the happiest cat in the world. She has attacked me multiple times. Actually, she's doing it a lot less. She's a lot less stressed now. So I've had to make sure Socks isn't here whilst looking after her. And it's actually been kind of wonderful that I've done that because she's had the whole place to herself and she's not so stressed. And she's been known to actually attack people walking by because she's just so stressed out. She's like, get away from me. She's, I forgot how old she is. She would be 12, I think. I'm pretty sure she's 12. 12 or turning 13. Alright, let's find out what this is going to be. Assertion 400 does not equal... Why am I getting 400? Bad request. Alright. add user. Alright. Let's just have a look. I'm hoping this might not be the one thing where we have to actually test manually for each one and bug. So request destination location ID. So we've got task and one. So it passes this check destination. Oh, sorry. Is the form valid? Ah, all right, cool. This is where it's failing. Bad request. Yep. It's failing on the form. So what I'm going to have to do is, yeah, create these individually. So doesn't move the page. I see it now. What was that? Was this the lock? Link object. I'm confused. This way. Is that the block? It's the one above, link lists with the definite. Yeah. Yeah. Now, is it? Alright, cool. Yep. Sorry, I was just a bit confused. Alright, so this won't work. We're going to have to do a custom thing. But at the same time, we could be testing all the forms and stuff like that. Alright. Okay, so testing correct destination. We've done that. So, I'll tell you what. We should be prod.NearBeach. I should be moving this application soon because I've got to get off AWS soon. I don't want to start paying for it. Social media new features, main box. Let's unit and end-to-end tests. All right, let's edit the board. Let's add in ideas. Let's add in what else do we want to? Unit testing, integration testing, and end-to-end testing. All right, cool. So down here, what we want to do is create tests for object data. Following URLs will need a positive test. The following is just a positive and negative tests. All right, cool. So bang, bang, bang. We'll need to make sure that the forms will work and fail on any missing data will cause a fail. Alright, cool. Just put that in there. Unit test moving cards. For each user, manipulating the data to represent moving cards. Yep, that will actually that is plausible. Cool. Connect cipher. Yeah, cool. Yep, yep. All right. So yeah, that bad request won't work. I'll need to do it for all the forms and stuff like that. yeah, I'm just trying to think. And hello, Greg Moss, the Foss Boss. How are you tonight? I hope you're going well. We are writing up some unit tests. We're fixing up some of my unit tests. We're also planning what unit tests I need to start doing. So yeah, it's going to be one of those things. The idea is I kind of want to get code coverage at a decent level, and I need to make sure that my code coverage and tests make sense. I want to be able to catch my issues before I actually publish any sort of changes and so forth like that. And I want to get it to the point where I write new functionality, I can easily key in the unit tests around that functionality and the integration tests and all that. I quit my job yesterday and I'm going to focus on trying to publish my own progress. Oh, nice. Program, sorry. Yep, nice. So, yeah, well, good luck. I wish you the best. Yeah. Alright. So, I'm just figuring out, so I've made some improvements to this test. And that should be like that, yeah, alright, cool. Did I do a retest? I don't know. I'm just going to retest it. So it's got 50 tests, one failed. Alright, we'll find out what failed. I think I know what failed. It failed because there were no, there's no form data, most likely. Yeah, there's no form data. So, what line 106? Yeah, there's no form data. So we're just going to delete that at the moment and we're going to test that thoroughly. I realize open source is a scam, so I'm pulling out of all that. That's fair enough. Luck is my biggest cheeky, isn't it? Yeah, yep. Luck is a big factor to play. Alright. Test leader searches. Team leader searches. I think this is in the wrong spot. Users should have access. Yeah, that's in the wrong spot. For that particular user, yeah, it should. All right. That should be in here. So that is oh wait, that's not customer permissions, it's alright, I need to fix up this. But first, let's test cases. Alright, test cases and then client. Alright, cool. So that should now work. Customer permissions test. It shouldn't be called that. It should be called team lead tests. Team leader permission tests. All right. Alright, am I back? Oh, cool. Yep. I mean, I'm happy for you to submit another pull request. Yes, I'm back. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, for some strange reason, yeah, just don't know what happened then. I don't know what happened. Alright, so I've just fixed up this one. Team leader permission tests. Alright, making sure that you can get to the correct spot. I really need to put this in a in its own little section. Alright, let's just test this. So we're getting dots all the way across. Okay, ran 50 tests in 5 seconds. Okay, great. That's perfect. All right. Okay, so the team leader doesn't have many permissions in it at the moment. The admin one. Oh, sorry. Ooh, I thought I just went again. Hopefully not. Hopefully my little computer isn't overheating. Poor little thing. I can make a pull request if you want. Yeah, yeah. Do the pull request so at least your name is assigned. Like, you know, at least you come through as a contributor, which is good. I don't want to claim other people's work, especially when they work on this. So yeah. All right, I've got a lot of tests to do. Okay. So I'm just thinking about how I want to go forward with this. Some of this I could fix up and make better. I don't care about credit. Oh, fair enough. It also makes my I will admit. Where's I've closed GitHub. GitHub. Wow. I will admit I do like seeing this get bigger slowly. So yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I do like seeing this getting bigger and having more and more pull requests coming through. And then for some strange reason, this is... Don't know why these are getting bigger. So yeah. Okay. Oh, yes. There you go, sweetie. Oh. I'll get that out. Alright. Now she doesn't need treats and she won't stay on the desk. Yeah, she won't stay on the desk. There you go. Alright, she's lying down. She's not attacking me, which is important. Okay, fake J has to create a lot of fake data. Yes, we want to actually do that and all that kind of stuff. So create test for object data. Yes. So permission test administration. All right, we'll write in all the sort of high level permission tests, and then we'll do individual sort of stuff. So yeah, I did. Click on our car, right? Trying to decipher cats. Yeah, I know. She's oh. Alright, that's... Alright, that's not good. Give me a couple of seconds, sorry. So I'm just checking all the lambdas at the moment. Looks like it's all up. Right. Sorry, I'm just logging in. I'm also double checking on my phone too. Yeah, it's down on the phone. Alright. Okay. This will be the first time it's gone down. Alright. So I'm just checking the lambdas at the moment on the AWS. I do actually have a couple of other lambdas on here. And what I'm also going to be checking out is Route 53, I think it's called. Route 53. So I've got the DNS sort of stuff going through AWS. I could also pull that over. Oh, that's going to be hard. Unhosted zone, yep. NearBeach.app, yep. So we need prod. Prod.NearBeach, yep. Okay, that's still there. Health checks. Even my lambda's not showing up any information. Alright. Something's stopped working for the lambdas. Alright, I'm going to check another lambda. Just bear with me. Alright, so I know the Route 53 is working because I've got another instance that is not on the lambdas and that is working. I've just got to that one's working. Alright. That one's working too. But prod isn't. I just type it R, all of them will be prod. Alright. And that's my Zapper 1. Because I updated it. Actions. Oh, this is weird. Okay. Try something to break on stream. So, yeah. I was going to write out everything I needed to do, and yep, it just suddenly broke. Now, give me a couple of seconds. I am just... Is it prod down? Is prod down? Yeah. But strangely enough, other environments which I am hosting through the exact same method are working perfectly fine. And I haven't touched prod. I haven't pushed anything. Password didn't work. Alright, give me a couple of seconds. Console.aws. Copy. Oh, key in the code again. Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'll copy this. I'm pretty sure I can share this. No, same regions and everything like that. So, but it looks like I've got, oh no, it's working here. Monitor. Duration maximum. Alright, cool. Because I've got prod.nearbeach.app. And then I haven't touched AWS. I think it heard me talk about it and how I need to get off it. And this is speeding up that cause. As you see, I've been using it. Got 6 there. This is alright. Let's hit logs. 1 hour. Yeah. But this is weird. So if I go to oh, is it that? Oh. I might have that page cached over here. Oh no, it's working fine over here. But not over here. Alright. I wasn't looking at that. I was making, like, I wanted cats on balls. Very inappropriate church. like a big ball, and they just sit there, be like da da da. All right. Yeah, I know. All right, this is confusing me because now this site won't work. All right, does it work for other people? Let's do the demo. Demo doesn't work. Oh, all right. Does it work for anyone else? So I haven't touched anything. And everything should be set and forget. I shouldn't have any certificates expiring now. Works for me. Oh. Could you try prod? So it's pretty much the same URL, but with prod instead of demo. Alright, I'm going to go off my Wi-Fi. Okay, it works. Alright. Something's wrong with my Wi-Fi. What? Alright. Sorry, I did actually get a message from my ISP whilst I'm on here. They're welcome to do it if you haven't already. I am going to need to probably contact them and be like, hey, what the hell? Alright, it was working 1 second and then stopped working. Oh, alright. I'm glad we made it to this part. Alright. So it looks like nothing I've done. It looks like this is a problem with the dot. Okay. It was working at the start of the stream. Anyway, let's push my code. Let's test to see if Circle CI works, and let's probably raid someone else. It is getting late. I do have to go to bed early. So yes. Also, I have good news for those cat lovers. So my mum will be dropping off her cats tomorrow. So I will have 3 cats here, but I'll be separating Ash in the other house. The other cats will be in the study, so they'll be on stream. Don't know if they'll like treats, but hopefully you'll get to see them. One of them is very super afraid, so I won't pick him up just in case he wants to launch himself as far as possible. Alright, so let's go over here. Actually, let's do this in the terminal. Just so I can enlarge it so you guys can see. Let's not make the same mistake I made earlier today. Alright. Let's CD into sites and NearBeach. Sweet, get status. Alright, so I'm just going to remove these files. And the reason being is they're just the static files. They don't need to go upload. They're not very important. I will rebuild them when I rebuild the next static file. So git status, so git add. We want to add everything here. Git commit. What I want to do is I want to say fix to fixtures, so tests won't fail. Update to some tests. So yeah, what I want to do now is Circle CI. Right, so that's running. just building. That won't take too long to set up. Alright, it's downloading everything. Oh, sorry. Alright, oh, good. It's found the 50 tests, it's running them. And we'll see how much code coverage I've got. That's another thing. Once I actually deal with my low-hanging fruit with the permissions and so forth like that, is I want to jump in and then focus on areas and build up that code testing. So, update artifacts is under there. No, that isn't it. Running tests. There it is. So 61%. So as you see, some of these things I've got 100% on. So yeah, check user permissions. I want to get that up higher. I want a couple of fails in there, so cases where it will fail to hit those lines of code and all that kind